have, the less money that they withhold. Um, so, for example, my dad is a little bit, my dad's at like that old crazy stage. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like where he's hit like his 70s and he's got like some very specific views about things, right? And he doesn't want the government to have his money any longer than he feels like they should. So he doesn't have any tax withheld at all throughout the year, and he just pays all of his taxes in one big go at the end. But most people have it withheld throughout the year and then possibly get a refund or possibly pay in a little bit more. So this you might be getting back. Social Security, do you guys remember what Social Security is? Anybody remember what Social Security is? Colin?
Like your retirement payments, basically, from the government?
Kind of. Yeah, it's Social Security, like retirement, that the government will, I mean, you should be saving for your retirement on your own as well, but yes, money that the government will give you when you retire. This money you don't get back. There's no refund for this. Like, let's suppose that you get into a car accident and you die when you're like 35 and you never retire, that your family never gets any of that money back. Goes into a giant pool. Medicare. Medicare is here. Medicare tax you also don't get back. That's money like health insurance for people that are retired or injured. This down here, this is not reported on this one, but this is your state income tax. This money you might get a refund on. Local income tax is if your city or your town has any specific fees. Around here, that's not a thing, so everybody will have a blank local income tax right there, but in some places you do get charged. You will have an employer identification number right here. This is your ID number at your work. And you can actually, sometimes they will give you like an employee number, an employee's number, like an employer number and your employee number. And then like if you're doing TurboTax or something, you can actually type that stuff in and import it directly into TurboTax instead of having to write all of it as well. This is your employee's info. Employer. So basically, everybody gets this form in January, the end of January, and you have to report this stuff to the government, figure out what they still owe you or what you owe them. But that's not the only place you could earn money. Where else could you earn money? You could earn money from your job, right? Anybody else think of another place you could earn money? Yeah?
You could like invest in stocks or something.
That's true. You can totally invest in stocks or something. We're not going to get that in depth in this, but that is a place you could earn money. What's a place that almost everybody earns money, though? Most people have money in a bank, right? And most people are earning some sort of interest on money that's in a bank, even if it's a small amount. That's what this form is. So this one down here, this is a 1099 INT. This is money you get from interest from a savings account. You might have a savings bond. This right here, this number is your interest income. This is just, you have to add that in when you do your taxes. You have to be like, oh, I also made $74.52 in my interest. Early withdrawal penalty. You might have a penalty because you took your interest out too soon, depending on what kind of program you have. You might also get interest on savings bonds or treasury obligations. Has anybody got a savings bond at home? These are basically like checks that battle inflation that you might get that is worth a certain amount of money, and then they inflate throughout the years. They become, it's like kind of like a check that you keep for a long time. Grandmas like to give it out to like kids to keep. Some people think it's safer than actual money. Sometimes they hold back income tax from you as well, but not often. They will do this if your interest is high enough. Like if you're a billionaire. So if you make a lot of money, they'll start withholding federal income tax for you. But if you're making a total of $74 that year, you don't need to worry about it. So notice that this person actually has two accounts. They have, I don't know what the NOW stands for, but they've got a certain account, probably like a CD that gave them $71.62, and then they have a savings account that also gave them $2.90. So that's where that income is combined. So basically, you're going to get two forms, definitely, as long as you have money in a savings account. You're going to get a form from your job, and you're going to get a form from your bank. What if you have two jobs? Anybody know a family member that has more than one job? No way. Nobody has a mom or dad who has two jobs? Or a sibling? Nobody does a part-time job as well? Wow, that's incredible. A lot of people do more than one job. I did more than one job for many years because I used to work summers. I'd do something else. Anyway, if you have that, you just combine your two W-2s together. You just add up everything that you have. Okay, so let's go back to this one. And this is a piece of paper you get from the bank.